Welcome to Conversations Live, where we bring you the best in music, books, entertainment, and more. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 16 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience and those tuning in online. We're glad that you all could be with us as well. I was just saying to my next guest, it's hard to believe. We've been now interacting with each other now for 5 years, but today is the first time we literally have our first conversation. We're excited to welcome J. Michael Arnoldi to our program. I want to talk to Mike not only about what it's been like for him to do what he loves. When I first met him, he was working in PR as a publicist, booking some of his clients for our program. He's now the creator and executive producer of a brand new show called PAPARAZZI X-POSED. We'll talk to him about the idea for the show, how he got into the world of the paparazzi, but also what he hopes those who watch the series are able to know not only about the work that they do, but also the celebrities that they cover. And if you guys have not heard about PAPARAZZI X-POSED, of course, we'll let you know where you can watch the first episodes. But, Mike, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, going really well. Excited to finally be able to speak with you. And we're going to get into the new show, PAPARAZZI X-POSED. But as I said, 5 years ago, you and I connected because of your work in PR and booking clients, of course, for programs like mine. I want to talk about this journey for you. I mean, have you always known that you wanted to be involved in the entertainment industry?
Well, as you know, I started off as a child actor from the movie The Bad News Bears. And I got my first job when I was 16 at a Radio Shack, and I'm working in there, and this guy comes in, and I was actually just finished up a TV series called The Baseball Bunch, and the guy's like, dude, you're that guy from The Baseball Bunch. I was like, all right, I can't work a regular job. This is embarrassing. So I just stayed in the entertainment industry. I didn't want to be known as like, wow, you're that failed actor. You grew up ugly. It's the Macaulay Culkin syndrome. Cute kid, ugly adult.
Wow. And so from there then you ended up, like I said, when I met you in 2015, you were then, of course, working with other talent. What were those relationships like for you to form, Mike, to be able to not only to have, interactions with others in the industry, but then also helping them in their own careers?
Well, I mean, after the job at Radio Shack, I started working doing PR. I work with Pat Kingsley, who anyone that knows PR knows who she is. Did that for a while, and then I started taking photos on the side, and Frank Sinatra and people like that. And then I finally, around 10 years ago, I opened my own PR firm just for people that are friends. I wanted to work with friends, and I started doing the PR, getting them on shows like yours, but then I also had some clients that I couldn't get on shows like yours, couldn't get anywhere because they were just becoming actors, and I couldn't get them any press, and I'm like, this is horrible. These people are trying to get their name out there, but no one cares because they're that guy who died in episode 3 of CSI, whatever. So I started taking photos again to get the photos out there. So I started working a relationship with these celebrities to help get their career up and going a little bit more by helping them get their name out there. So,
and then,
I mean, I've worked with some big ones too, like you've had on your show, some of the bigger ones.
Right, exactly. And I think that is what is such a cool connection with paparazzi. I think one of the things that when people hear the word paparazzi, and you and I were talking before we went on here, Mike, it's in episode 4 of the series, PAPARAZZI X-POSED. You kind of give us the breakdown of what the difference is between just a red carpet photographer that we're used to seeing, at the award shows, and the paparazzi. So talk to us about that. I mean, what was it like for you to to help people understand the difference between what you were doing and what others were doing?
Well, I mean, I've done both, and it's kind of a hate relationship between the red carpet guys and the paparazzi. The red carpet guys hate the paparazzi because, for one, they can't do what we do. If somebody is not standing in one spot in front of them and there's not a publicist holding up a piece of paper telling them who they are, they can't do it. They can't sit there and recognize people and make that shot and get them when they're moving, get them looking at us. We have to do funny things to get them to give us eye contact when you're doing the paparazzi stuff. On a red carpet, the celebrities are looking right at them. It's like going to one of those carnivals and you're shooting the little ducks on the wall instead of actually going out hunting and shooting a duck that's moving. These guys don't like the fact that the magazines like to use the paparazzi photos more than they do the red carpet photos. The red carpet ones are used for fashion. The paparazzi photos are to show that, hey, celebrities are just like us. They go to the bathroom, they walk, they shop, they get parking tickets. I got a parking ticket and so did Kristen Bell or whatever. So people, like everyday people, can relate to that. So the red carpet guys don't like us. The paps don't like the red carpet guys because they're always talking down about the paparazzi. And also red carpet, I've done both. Like I said, the money that red carpet guys make is less than $1,000 a week on the paparazzi inside. Your average photo is over $1,000. So you're talking about a huge difference on there. If a red carpet guy, say, shoots Joe Jonas from the Jonas Brothers on a red carpet, on a good day they made $30, $40. If I shoot Joe Jonas hiking at Fryman Canyon, on a bad day I make $800. So there's a huge difference in the money that we're making on this stuff. But then we also have to, say we go to Fryman Canyon, look at 1,000 people and try and pick out that person that's a celebrity. And we have tons of celebrities walk right by us we don't even recognize just because they're every day. So it's an interesting job.
Right. And I want to say, and again, we're going to let our audience know, Mike, how they can be able to watch the first episodes. What I thought was so cool, it was, I was saying to you before we went on here, I mean, it's entertaining, but also it's educational because we get to, it's almost like going to work with you, right? I mean, so talk to us about Paparazzi Exposed, how the idea came about, because just like I know, when people hear the word paparazzi, they don't necessarily think positive. They think these people who are out just jumping out in front of celebrities, taking a picture, interrupting their lives. I mean, how important was it for you in creating this show to be able to show the other side of what you guys do?
I mean, there is two sides of paparazzi. The side you're talking about that jump out are the legitimate paparazzi. We don't like those people. The ones hiding in bushes and climbing up in trees, we call those stalkerazzis. We don't call them paparazzi. I don't care for those people. The ones that take photos of celebrities with their kids, like our company has a rule. If you take a photo of a celebrity with their kids, you might as well turn in your camera because you're fired the next day. We don't take celebrity photos of the kids. The kids didn't ask to be famous. We're not going to photograph them, as in the stalkerazzi will. But this show, like I said, this show is based really off of what happened. We've got a guy with a lot of money who came to us because a group of us have been screwed over by an agency. We changed the agency name on the show, but there was an agency that scammed many of us, and we didn't get paid. We had proof. We approached them, and the guy literally, the scene that you see where the phone gets broken, that really happened in real life. This guy thought that he could break my phone and that would stop us from having an email. The email would disappear because he broke the phone. This is how dumb this agency was.
Right.
And we're in a lawsuit right now with him over lots of money. We're talking in 7 figures right now with them. And this gym guy came to us. He's like, hey, I want to start this agency. He's a struggling actor, and he pays us to take photos of him all the time because he wants to get his name out there. He's like, if I own an agency, you guys take my photo. You guys can call me up when celebrities are out there so he can come meet these people and hand out his card and try and get acting gigs. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and he can make some money on the side. So he came to us. We actually, in real life, are working with this guy, supplying him photos. And he has an agency. He has no clue who anyone is. The one that tripped us out was when he first approached us, we were at Jimmy Kimmel shooting Kim Kardashian, and he gets in our way. Everyone's like, why are you blocking us? And he's trying to sign us up to work with him. And we see Kim. We start shooting, and he goes, who is it? And we're like, Kim Kardashian. He goes, and the dumbest thing he could have said, but he wasn't saying it to be dumb. He actually meant it. He goes, oh, I loved her on the Golden Girls. We're like, Kim Kardashian isn't on the Golden Girls. He goes, oh, yeah, Storage Wars. I was like, what the hell? Like, this guy does not know Hollywood at all. And it's kind of funny because he owns an agency which we're actually now kind of a force to reckon with. I mean, we broke a huge story, which was the Chrissy Teigen, Courtney Stodden battle. That's like you read about all in the news right now.
Right.
So we broke that story, and video right there was almost $50,000 off of one video.
Exactly, and we see that being negotiated. I want to talk to you more about that, Mike. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, though, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. J. Michael Arnoldi is our guest. We're talking to him not only about what it's been like for him to go in his life in the entertainment industry as an actor, then as a publicist, and now as a member of the Paparazzi. He's also the creator and executive producer of a new show called PAPARAZZI X-POSED. We're talking to him about the show. This is what was fascinating to me, and I've watched the first episodes, and like I said, we're going to let our audience know how they can do it. I thought it was interesting because I saw the engagements you were talking about. I love the rapport, though, that you seem to have with these celebrities because it really is a relationship, right, Mike, that you guys, of course, you get paid because of what you're doing and taking pictures and video of them, but also they benefit, too, because of the press, right?
Right. They get the press out of it, and it's funny because one thing I've learned about celebrities is they don't really have a lot of friends because people try and use them so much. So they see fans, they see them for a second, but they see us a lot, and we become kind of friends to them because we're taking a photo. If you ever see us, we always thank the celebrity. We're really nice. And it gets to the point where celebrities start calling us. So we get calls, for instance, a couple hours ago, I got Lucy Hale called me up, and she said, hey, I'm going out hiking if you want to swing by and shoot some photos. Told us where she was going. We go over there. Miley Cyrus calls us from time to time. Ben Affleck, as you can see, if you've seen the photos out there, he calls us and tells us where he's going to be. So it's become like they need the press to keep their name out there, especially right now. They need to keep the entertainment industry name out there with the coronavirus.
Yeah, right.
So we're the only press out there right now. So it's become like a love relationship between the paparazzi. And I know there's the negative stereotypes. Everyone's saying, oh, the paparazzi kill Princess Di. I'm actually friends with a lot of those paparazzi who were out there, and they heard it on the police scanners that she was there and showed up. They weren't following her. And there's so many conspiracy theories on that. That would be a whole new episode. But that whole stalkerazzi is a thing, but the negative stereotype came mainly from the Princess Di thing, which is, in my opinion, 100% made up by the government.
I want to push you on one thing, though, Mike. You talked about being nice to them. Like I said, I've watched the first 4 episodes, and you might be nice to the celebrities. This is true. But, okay, so what has it been like for you watching yourself? Maybe I'll ask the question that way in the series.
Oh, I'm known as a no BS type of person. I'm like, I don't hide my feelings. So if you make me mad, you're going to see a downside of me. And, I think this is the longest I've gone without cussing in my life. So I'm kind of like a hothead. And, I mean, you guys on the show get to see a really mellow side of me compared to normal. Normally, if, we have a camera get smashed by a celebrity out there, which if that normally happened to me, me and that guy are going to have a fight. I don't care if he's a celebrity or not, we're going to have some words. But, I mean, in the most part, we try and be nice to them. You can't be a jerk to the celebrities because if you are, then they're just going to hide from you. And you kind of got to be nice to them because we got to realize that, hey, if they think we're a jerk and they don't want to be photographed by us and they want to cover their face when they see us, well, we're not making money anymore.
Yes.
And so we try and be nice. We say, oh, you look beautiful, even though they're Angeline, that one scene where we're like, oh, you look beautiful, Angeline, and then 2 minutes later we're throwing up from seeing her. When you've got an 80-year-old woman who flashes her panties at you, it kind of disgusts you, but you still have to be nice and say, oh, my God, you're so beautiful. Thanks for the photo. I'll be back. I'm going to puke. What she really does in episode 4, she does flash her panties at us.
Yeah. You know, speaking of the episode, speaking of, the last thing I want to talk to you about, Mike, and I appreciate the time, is, of course, the timeliness of this. Even though this is something I know you've been working on for quite some time, the series is really quite relevant, and I think it's in episode 3 of the series. Of course, you're covering some of the protests after the death of George Floyd. Talk to us about that. I mean, even before that, there was an accident you guys covered where someone actually, killed someone in a vehicle. So, I mean, what is that like for you to be a part of the news? It's one thing for you to be making news with your photos and videos, but what is it like for you to be a part of the news that way?
The ones that you're talking about, well, I mean, we started off with, we had Shaq Gaspard who did our show, and then a few days later, he was the wrestler who got caught in the riptide in Santa Monica and saved his son's life and ended up drowning and dying. So we had to dedicate that to him because Shad was like one of the nicest people you could ever meet on the face of the earth. It was really sad. And then we got the DUI driver. We see someone going by, and we were recording it, and when we recorded it, it's just for YouTube, just the guy just whizzing by. But in turn, it turned out that guy had thrown a gun in the gutter that he had just used to do a homicide. And we actually had it on video of him doing it where the police were able to use that as evidence to convict this guy. And kind of shows, like, we do work with the cops, even though I did say some really stupid stuff like when we were talking to the cops, I'm like, hey, how glad are you they're opening a Dunkin' Donuts down the street? We have that relationship with the police, so we do get some newsworthy stuff. And then when the riots broke, of course we had to go cover that. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'7". I'm kind of scary looking. So I went down to the riots, and no one messed with me on that. But it was interesting. I mean, this show all took place in a 2-week period. It's like that's 2 weeks of the show of real life that you see in the show, with the whole coronavirus thing breaking out and everything happened right there. And the riots at the end were something that we just added in at the end because it did just happen with the riots, which was insane, and the protesting, and we got one of the celebrities literally stopping in traffic, sitting there blocking traffic, holding up her protest sign and stuff, and she's like out there. It's funny, I was actually going to Vaughn's when we saw that, and we had a guy film that scene. It wasn't set up, it wasn't like we were planning on doing the show. He just was with me. I'm like, here, record this, and I was taking photos of Bai Ling protesting out there. It just happened to be there. So it's been an interesting time, though, and I'm glad the riots stopped because, I mean, it was kind of stupid with all these looters going out, like, looting, because that really shows the great memory of George Floyd. Nothing says memory like stealing a bunch of stuff from people. So I'm glad that part has ended, and people are doing it the right way, and actually the protesting I'm agreeing with. I actually have a mask that I wear, you know how we have to wear a mask, that says, I can't breathe, Black Lives Matter. I wear that. I'm a white guy. I'm wearing that because I support this whole thing. So, I mean, I support it, and we actually report it. So it's supporting and reporting.
Right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned the mask because I'm sure Claudia Wells, who you booked for this show, I'm sure, like she said, wear your mask, Mike. So I was
in a bad mood at the time. And the worst part was I didn't know she was going to be there. Like, we had to do some more stuff on that scene afterwards. That was really, we were waiting for Ariel Winter, who ended up sneaking out the back of this place. But she came out, and I ended up shooting some photos of Claudia Wells. I think I ruined her day when I told her that, oh, no, I'm not waiting for you. I'm waiting for Ariel Winter. The look on her face, I kind of, as soon as I said it, I was like, what a jerk. Why did I say that? Because Claudia is so nice, and I didn't mean to be mean to her. And I love Back to the Future, too. And, it's just, you know, everyone has a bad day.
Everyone has a bad day. Well, look, I think our audience will really enjoy this, Mike, and I'm so glad you and I finally got a chance to talk. Again, everyone, J. Michael Arnoldi has been our guest. Make sure you guys check out Paparazzi Exposed. It's really a fascinating look, not only at the paparazzi, but also, of course, the work they do, their engagement with one another, and also with the celebrities that they cover. You guys can go to www.gotpap.com. That's GOTPAP.com. Again, that's GOTPAP.com to watch the first 4 episodes there. And, Mike, is that the best place for them to go to kind of stay updated with what's coming up?
Well, in the next week, you'll also be on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And we also have an Instagram account. We just started to promote it called, the Instagram name is GotPap. I am technology challenged, so I don't know too much about that, but they have one. And the Instagram name is GotPap. And there's some updates on there. And we're going to start posting some fun videos for future episodes, some fun stuff that won't get put onto the show because it's a little too crazy or interesting. We have one scene that's going to be on the Instagram, which is very funny of a homeless person and a celebrity that will be coming out onto the Instagram because we didn't use it in the show. But, Jamie Foxx decided to serenade the homeless, and the guy decided to outsing him. Say, it's a funny scene.
Okay. Well, it gives us something to look forward to. Mike, thank you so much for this time. I really do appreciate it. And it goes without saying, you are welcome back here anytime.
All right. Thanks a lot for having me.
Oh, glad to do it, man. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make today amazing. Take care.